In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create an employee timesheet in Google Sheets, from setting up your headings all the way through to calculating overtime automatically. Google Sheets is such a powerful free tool for small businesses and freelancers, and building your own timesheet means you never have to rely on expensive software or messy paper logs again. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. First, you'll want to open up a new Google Sheets document, and we're going to start with the basic information at the very top. In row 1, go ahead and enter your employee name, then either the date or the pay period you're tracking, and finally the department. I usually put these in 3 separate cells across the row, so you might have John Smith in O1, week of January 15th in B1, and sales in C1. This is the header area that identifies who the timesheet belongs to and when it covers, which is incredibly useful if you're managing multiple employees in the same spreadsheet. Now skip a row. Row 2 can stay blank for a little breathing room. And in row 3, we're going to set up your column headers. Across row 3, enter these labels in order: date, day, time in, time out, break, hours worked, and overtime. These are the core columns you'll need for any standard timesheet, and having them clearly labeled from the start prevents confusion later. A quick tip here: freeze row 3 by going to View, then Freeze, then select up to row 3, so those headers stay visible as you scroll down through weeks of data. Now, let's talk about formatting your time columns, because this is where a lot of beginners make a small mistake that throws off all their calculations. Go ahead and highlight the entire time in column and the time out column. That's columns C and D if you're following the same layout. With those columns selected, click on Format in the top menu, then Number, and choose Time from the drop-down list. What this does is tell Google Sheets that any data you enter into those cells is a time value, not just plain text or a number. If you skip this step, your formulas later won't understand that 9 a.m. is actually earlier than 5 p.m., and you'll get bizarre results like negative hours. For the break column, I recommend entering break durations as decimal hours, for example 0.5 for a 30-minute lunch, or 0.25 for a 15-minute break, rather than trying to use time formatting there. The reason is that your main formula will work much more cleanly with decimal numbers for breaks. In the hours worked column, you can format it as a number with 2 decimal places, and the same goes for overtime. This way, everything stays consistent and your totals will be straightforward to read. We're now at the heart of the timesheet, the formula that actually calculates hours worked. Click into the first cell of your hours worked column, which would be cell F4 if you started your data in row 4. Here you'll enter the following formula: equals open parentheses D4 minus C4 close parentheses times 24 minus E4. Let me walk through exactly what this does. D4 is your timeout for that day, C4 is your time in, and subtracting them gives you the raw time difference, but that difference is in a time format that Google Sheets treats as a fraction of a day. Multiplying by 24 converts that fraction into decimal hours, so 8 hours becomes 8.0 instead of 8 a.m. Then you subtract your break hours from E4, which is already a decimal, and you end up with a clean number like 7.5 for a day with a lunch break. Once you've entered that formula, press Enter, and you should see a decimal number appear. To apply this to every day in your timesheet, click on the bottom right corner of that cell, the little blue square handle, and drag it down as far as you need. One common pitfall here is forgetting to lock cell references if you plan to copy the formula across multiple sheets. In this case though, it's all relative referencing, so dragging works perfectly. For the last major step, we're going to create a weekly total and automate overtime calculations, which really makes your timesheet smart. Directly below your hours worked column, say in row 10 if you have 7 days of data, enter the sum function like this: equals sum open parentheses F4 colon F10 close parentheses. That will give you the total regular hours for the week. If you want to track overtime, you'll need an overtime column, let's say column G. In the first cell of that column, G4, you'll use an IF formula. Type equals IF open parentheses sum open parentheses F4 colon F10 close parentheses greater than 40 comma sum open parentheses F4 colon F10 close parentheses minus 40 comma 0 close parentheses. This formula checks if the total hours for that week exceed 40, your typical threshold. If they do, it subtracts 40 from the total and shows only the overtime hours. If not, it returns 0. You can adjust that 40 to any number your company uses, like 37.5 for some part-time roles. A best practice here is to label the row below your data as weekly total and put both the sum and the overtime IF formula there, so at a glance you see the big picture. You've now built a fully functional employee timesheet in Google Sheets with automated calculations for hours worked and overtime. The real benefit here is that once it's set up, you or your employees can just enter their times and breaks each day, and the totals update instantly. No manual math, no errors. As a next step, I'd recommend creating a master template by deleting any sample data and saving a copy as your default timesheet. You can even protect certain cells with data validation to prevent accidental changes to formulas. If you ever need to track multiple employees, simply duplicate the Sheet tab for each person. Thank you so much for following along, and if you ever need to revisit these steps, feel free to save this video or bookmark the timestamp for the formula sections. I'll see you in the next one.